Hello everybody and welcome back to Sweet and Sour Soccer, and we are back again with yet another Nottingham Forest transfer update, because Forest have been doing business in the transfer market, especially this week. The signing of Dean Henderson, I'm sure that would have felt good, but there is yet another signing coming on, and that is right back Biancone. Guys, in the video today, I'm going to speak a bit about the player, also speak about Nottingham Forest in general, because I want to give them their props. I want to say fair play to them. But of course, before I do all of that, you already know what I'm going to ask for. Hit that like button and please do subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We are a general football channel covering lots of content across the Premier League, also the EFL as well. And we're also bringing you updates on the latest transfer activity. And of course, in this video, we're going to be speaking about Forest. So let's jump into it. And we're talking about the signing they've made today. Biancone, who actually joins from Troyes. He was only there a year, moving from Monaco, but he has had a pretty good year with the club, and that is obviously what's attracted Nottingham Forest to make this signing. Now, of course, I did say that I was going to give Nottingham Forest their props and commend them in how they're moving in the transfer market. Of course, the right back, you have to say, will probably be the signing instead of the Jed Spence deal. Now, if you'd said to Nottingham Forest fans when they'd got up probably two of the players they would have wanted to bring in, it would have been Garner and it would have been Jed Spence. But both of those seem unlikely, and have seemed unlikely even since, the day that Nottingham Forest were declared going back to the Premier League. Garner has wanted to, obviously, Ten Hag wants to look at him, and Jed Spence has always been linked with potential move to Spurs. So rather than waste time and see if the opportunity of these signings actually come up, Nottingham Forest actually thought, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to look at other targets. And the reason I'm bringing up, obviously, Garner is because the signing of Henderson means that they can no longer bring in Garner. But then, on the other hand, if they just stayed around and waited, let's see if we can get Spence in. Let's see if we could get Garner in. Nottingham Forest would have spent a lot of time, maybe wasting time as well. And if these targets didn't end up being available, they might have missed their other targets that they would have gone for. For example, the two that they've brought in Dean Henderson, he could have got a loan move elsewhere. And of course, this man Biancone, because, there were other clubs very interested in signing this player. So let's talk a little more about the player himself. Obviously, the 22-year-old right back. He has, when looking at his strengths, he's very good at tackling. He's very good in the air as well. He's good at aerial duels, two things that are needed for the Premier League and life in the Premier League. He's going to have pacey wingers running at him, looking to take him on. And I'm sure his ability, his tackling ability, will be something that holds him well in the Premier League, including winning aerial duels. We know that obviously the Premier League is such a competitive and also strong league. It's a very physical league. So the fact that he's got that physical presence about him will also be a massive plus. But when you look at his weaknesses, it maybe makes you wonder, Nottingham Forest maybe looking to play a bit differently to how they did last season. Of course, Jed Spence was used quite a lot, getting up that wing back position, putting the balls in, crossing the balls in. That was and also his pace. That was probably two of his main strengths in that Nottingham Forest team. But when you actually look at this guy's weaknesses, one of his weaknesses you would have to say is actually his passing ability. You do wonder, with that in mind, does that mean that Forest are potentially going to look to play a different way when they are obviously joining life in the Premier League? But to be fair, it does have to be said, obviously Forest are going to be doing a lot more defending than they would have done last season when they were at the height of the Championship. So it does have to be said, it is understandable, but maybe they are looking to maybe move a little bit more defensively. Another weakness he does have is holding up the ball as well, which is an interesting weakness, and again shows that maybe Nottingham Forest will be moving to a slightly different style of play in this coming Premier League campaign. But guys, I do think it's a really good signing. He's a young right back that has a lot of potential, and I think it will be a good signing for Nottingham Forest overall. I'm looking forward to seeing him, what he does in the Premier League. And I'm also impressed with how Nottingham Forest are moving. They've got the striker signed. They've obviously replaced the gap that was there. They've signed a right back. There was obviously a huge gap that needed replacing there. And obviously with Samba wanting to move on, getting the business done early, bringing in Henderson, Nottingham Forest squad is shaping up very well for this Premier League campaign. And it's really going to be interesting to see what they do this season. Guys, let me know your thoughts on this signing. And as I said at the start of the video, if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. And if you've made it all the way through the video, hit that like button as well for us. And hopefully I'll see you on another video. Goodbye.